Hello, it's Mio and welcome to this video where I'll be redrawing my old watercolor paintings that I did in 2018 digitally and seeing how much my style has changed and how much I have progressed. So this is kind of a part 2 to a video that I made a little over a month ago where I redrew one of my old watercolor paintings. And I wanted to do it again, but this time I decided to choose 3 different ones and then try to redraw them. So the way I'm redrawing them is that I'm keeping the same essence of the drawing. I am not gonna change too much about it. I'm gonna keep the posing, I'm gonna keep the colors, and keep most of the things the same. Just like with this drawing right here, where it is a octopus that is kind of crawling out of somebody's mouth, and I'm trying to keep the essence of it. I add a little bit of a different twist with the octopus kind of dragging down her eye a little bit. But otherwise I want to try to keep it pretty much the same with both the colors and with the pose. Another small thing that I also changed is that I made the hair a little bit shorter. In the beginning I tried to make the longer hair, as you can see here, but I felt like it was a little bit too much and it was taking a lot of attention away from the tentacle, and the tentacles are the main focus of this piece. So I decided on shorter hair so that it wouldn't take too much attention away from them. And then here I'm shading the tentacles. And here I also try to make them a lot more detailed than in the original piece because I have progressed a lot since then. And also it's hard to make all the different shadings with watercolors, especially in such a small format, because all my drawings back then were about 5 centimeters tall. They were very tiny. So I couldn't get all that much details into them. And this was definitely my favorite part of this drawing process. I thought it was really fun to get all the different shadings and even all the tiny little details in every little dot on the tentacle was really fun to make, or the suction cups. And then I also added a lot of texture to them, or not a lot, but a little bit of texture, a little bit of these dots in different colors just to give them a little bit more dimension. And in the end, I ended up really liking them. The hair was also quite fun to make. It is just how I normally do my hair though, so it's nothing special here, just some shading and highlights. And then I also did the eyes completely normal, just how I usually make them. But for some reason I actually ended up not really liking them. I don't know what it is about them, but there's something that just looks a little bit off. Then I also gave her eyelashes, and that was pretty much it for this drawing. A fair warning, after this drawing, the other 2 drawings are pretty gory. So if you're not into gore or kind of sensitive to that, do not watch further. And here's the final result of the tentacle girl. I think she turned out great. I think she's really cute. And now we're gonna move on into gorier stuff. So the next drawing I decided to recreate is this girl that has kind of chopped off her own head and is throwing up blood. It's maybe not the most gory drawing, but there is a fair bit of blood to be drawn here. And just like with the other one, I try to kind of keep the essence and a little bit of the style alive, while still kind of modernizing it and drawing it like I would today. And just like with the octopus one, I decided not to change the pose, for example. The pose is the same, although I did change the color palette a little bit because all the 3 girls in this video have brown hair and most of them have green eyes, and I thought it would be kind of boring to draw the same hair and the same eyes over and over and over again. So she gets to be a little bit different color palette wise, but nothing crazy though. She also gets the signature Japanese school uniform, which I drew for pretty much all of my characters back in 2018 when I used to do these watercolor drawings. I also gave her an earring just for fun because I thought it would look good. And I changed the hair slightly from the original, but very little. I gave her, for example, a little bit more of a clean silhouette, and her bangs are a bit neater because the bangs in the original are kind of jacked up, but it doesn't really make much sense. Coloring in and shading this character was kind of fun, but at the same time I was kind of seeing how much I did not really like the gigantic eyes that I gave her, because I tried to go for a little bit smaller eyes in my current style because I think the huge eyes just kind of take away a lot of the face, which makes it not as fun to shade because I can't shade as much. And I don't really like that all that much. There's like some charm to the style, but at the same time, I wasn't really feeling it. I also kind of feel like this kind of style with huge eyes and such kind of just fits a simpler shading technique that I just do not possess anymore. Right now I really like more detailed shadings. So that's also something that I feel like just didn't really work all that well with this drawing. Otherwise, I, for the most part, enjoyed the process, especially when I got a little bit further in. Here I'm choosing the eye color. I started with brown, but then I went with blue in the end. And I kind of regret not going with the brown, actually. I really like that, now looking back at it. And then I got to draw the chopped up part. And that one I actually really enjoyed. I thought that was fun. And the same with the blood. I always enjoy drawing the blood because I can get a little bit messy with it and make it a bit more random and such. So that was fun. Although I do like the blood more in the original. And that is pretty much it for the drawing. Here is the final result. Not the biggest fan of this one, but it's alright. And then for the last one, I decided to draw this zombie girl that I made. I'm a big fan of zombies, and the last zombie that I made was more of a realistic, spooky looking zombie. So this is kind of taking a turn, making a bit of a cuter Japanese schoolgirl turn zombie, which I think is quite fun. So this one also has pretty much the same angle as the previous drawing that I just made, so I was not really happy with that. Maybe I should have picked another drawing or just decided to draw it in a different angle, but I didn't. I wanted to keep them kind of true to the original as much as possible. So I did that. I tried to make the zombie look away, but then I realized that the zombie girl in the original kind of looked like she's looking right at you in a way, so I decided to do that with mine as well, or the newer version. Also, a thing that I did with both this one and the previous drawing is that I did not do any line art. I pretty much just made the sketch and I cleaned up the sketch a little bit, not too much even, and then I just used the sketch as the line art. And I did that because I didn't feel like doing line art, and that also might contribute to why these drawings look a little bit unfinished and not as polished as maybe some of my other work. But I also didn't want to spend too much time on these. And then here I'm drawing the hair. I went with the same color as the original, which I really liked because it's kind of dirty blonde-ish brown. And then the skin color, of course, is this gray tone. And then I used purple to shade the face to make it a little bit more dead looking. She also got some darker colors or darker bags under her eyes. And then I did the blood, which was really fun. And then it was the brain. And the brain was really fun to make. I don't really know if that is the most realistic brain. It doesn't really make much sense, but I had a lot of fun with it. I really like the different shapes. I also like the green tones in the original, so I tried to get some green in there as well. Gave her some glowy eyes, and that is it for the zombie girl. Here's the final result. I quite like it, or at least some elements of it, but to be 100% honest, I'm not the greatest fan of these drawings in general, just because I went back to a style that I don't really use all that much often and am just not a huge fan of anymore. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.